Congratulations! You've just gotten your first job teaching elementary music, and you're feeling a mix of excitement and what now? This episode is especially for you. We're going to break down those big, overwhelming questions into clear, manageable steps to help you feel confident and prepared for day one and beyond. Now, if you're not a brand new teacher and maybe you just need a reset, this episode is for you too.
It's the Happy Music Teacher!
Are you an elementary music teacher who's frustrated and overwhelmed? I'm Jeanette Mahalchik, a happy music teacher who loves teaching every day, but it wasn't long ago I was in your shoes. Join me Wednesdays to help you find happy in your music classroom. You have a unique challenge. You are often the only specialist in the building who sees students and teaches them music. You don't have a community. You don't have a team. You may not even have anybody to eat lunch with, right? So my goal for you today is to help you with clear, actionable steps and a supportive mindset that are going to help you successfully navigate either that first year or that year of reset. You have some unique challenges as a specialist in an elementary school. First of all, you are probably the only elementary music teacher in the building. And if you are not and you have a team teacher, oh, you are so blessed. But most of us do not have that team teacher. And you've got unique classroom management challenges. You've got a unique classroom setup. Everything about what you're doing is different than the rest of the building. Today, we're going to break down all of those big questions into manageable steps. This episode is your quick start guide to feeling confident and prepared on day one and beyond. So you want to start before day one, obviously. And the way you're going to start is you're going to start by getting to know your space. You're going to spend some time in your music classroom. You're going to walk around. You're going to kind of explore, where are the instruments stored? What resources are available? What kind of tech setup do you have? Just kind of get to know the space and the resources and everything that's available for you. Familiarity is going to reduce stress, and it's going to help you plan realistically. The second thing you want to do is connect with the key people. You've probably already met the principal, but introduce yourself to the school secretary, the custodial staff, the grade level team leaders. You want to know the key players. If you can introduce yourself to the PTO president, that's even a really good step. So connect with those key people in your school, the school resource officer, all of the people on the specialist team, your media specialist, your art specialist, your PE coaches, all of the people that are really going to be key players in your life. Why do you want to do this? Because this is your immediate support system. This is crucial for understanding the school culture, the logistics involved, and it gets your face known, and it gets people realizing that you are a new colleague and you are willing and able to be a part of the school culture. Then you want to understand the basics. So get clarity on your schedule. What does your class schedule look like? What does your duty look like? Because you will have duty most likely. What kind of prep time do you have? What are the school-wide rules? Is there a school-wide behavior management system? What are the emergency procedures? Now, these are things that are going to be gone over during the first, the pre-planning days, but if you can get in there and find that information out beforehand, then that gives you one less thing to have to focus on when you're dealing with pre-planning, because the information is going to come at you like gangbusters. So try and get that information ahead of time. Why do you want to do that? Because these operational details are really going to empower you. They're going to help you keep your students safe. They're going to help you to be safe, and you're going to be more comfortable to, just have that information in place already. Ask lots of questions, especially about these sorts of details. Don't ask your administrators. Ask the people on the specialist team. These are going to be the people who are your buddies, that are your support system, and these are the people that you want to ask those questions of. Then you want to start planning. So I would plan your first week very simple. You want to focus on routines, expectations, building a classroom culture for that first week. So that is phase 1. That is before day 1. You want to get that plan in place. Phase 2, during your first week, you want to build foundations. So you want to prioritize classroom management. You want explicit teaching and consistent practice of your routines and expectations. And again, you're going to do that as they're learning and working. So as they're coming in, you're going to say to them, "Oh, I love the way you're walking. I love the way you sat down. Very nice job walking quietly. Very nice job echoing me," whatever it happens to be. Why do you want to do this? Because if your classroom is well managed and your students know what to do and when to do it, what those routines are, what those expectations are, your classroom is going to be a joyful and lovely place to be. This is your top priority, even beyond you. Obviously, you want to build relationships, and that's step 2. But this is your top priority because you can't build relationships with your students if you have not put some structure in place. Structure is significant. Keep your lessons simple and engaging. I recommend, and this is me, you're going to hear different things from every teacher you talk to, but I recommend that you teach those rules, routines, expectations in a very organic way. So find a name game or an activity or a rhythm game or something like that, and use that as part of what you're doing that day. And whatever activities you're doing, teach them your hello song, teach them your goodbye song, but don't go into a lot of explanation. Just roll with it. Make it something that is, you teach your rules, your procedures, your expectations, your routines organically through the lessons rather than sitting them down, because guess what? Every single class they're in is teaching them rules and expectations and procedures, and they're doing it in a way that is not fun. So be that different teacher and teach those rules, the routines, the expectations, the transitions, all the things, but teach them in a fun way. One way that I like to do that is I like to do my rules song, and it starts out like, "Rules, rules, we know the rules. Rules, rules, we know the rules." And then I have my rules based on the word music. So it's make good choices, use instruments wisely, success comes with effort, immediately follow directions, consideration counts. So that is mine. And we start out where I literally teach by rote that rules song as they're coming in the door, and they sit down, and once they sit down, I usually will like gather them in a little corner, and I've got my class list, and I'll have my students by class list. And usually I like to send out an email to the classroom teachers and just say, "Hey, if you could set your students up alphabetically, because that's how I'm going to seat them. And then if there's anyone who you don't think should be sitting together, then if you wouldn't mind, just move them to a different spot." And that way you can be like, "Bip, bip, bip, bip," and you've got everybody right there in their spot right away, and you don't have to really do anything. So that is kind of a cool way to do it. Another way you could do it is have students, like, if you put little dots on their chairs or you've got dots on the floor, and you say, "Okay, if you are a boy, you're going to sit on this dot. If you're a girl, you're going to sit on this color dot, that kind of thing. So however you do it, but make sure you have a seating chart. So that is kind of my first week procedures. Is I will teach those rules, but I teach them organically. The second week, we go through and we set up an orchestration. Or now, I do not do the rules song with kindergarten or first grade. I only do it second, third, fourth, and fifth. And of course, my fifth graders, if they've been with me for a while, they know that song. So then we're going to extend that knowledge, and we're maybe going to go right into, like, we're going to review at the rules song, and then we're going to go right into some sort of an orchestration. With my second graders, maybe this is their first experience with the rules song, and we may just do some body percussion. My third graders, maybe we're going to do, one Orff Bourdoon. My fourth graders, maybe we're going to do an Orff Bourdoon and some non-pitch percussion. You get the idea. So everybody has something a little bit different they're doing. And with my third, my fourth, my fifth graders, we're going to spend no more than 5 minutes. And in those 5 minutes, we're going to talk about each one of the rules. Make good choices. What does it look like when you make good choices? Use instruments wisely. What does that look like, etc. But literally no more than 5 minutes. I heard during the Make Music Magic Summit, which at the time of this recording was just this past weekend, I heard that somebody said that your students have the amount of time that you should talk to your students is their age +1. So for example, if you have third graders that are maybe 8 years old, you really should only talk to them for 9 minutes or less. So I thought that was really cool. Anyway, then you want to build those relationships. You want to learn the students' names quickly, and I will link in the show notes to a podcast episode and a blog post where I talked about ways to learn 300 names by December, and I kid you not, that is how I do it. Find out what their interests are. Show enthusiasm for their interests, for them, greet them at the door. Make sure that you are smiling at them. I don't care what anybody says about, oh, you shouldn't smile at your students for the first month. That is garbage, in my opinion, because I always had a very well-managed classroom, and I smiled at my students as they were walking through the door the first time. Number 3, you want your lessons to be engaging and accessible. Lots of singing, lots of movement, simple instrument play from the first week. I play instruments with my students from kindergarten every single week. And this is a conversation for another episode, but there are ways to, and I'll link in the show notes. You want to make sure focus on participation, fun, building a love of music. This is a positive association with music from day one, regardless of their prior experience. And this is how you want to do it, is keep those lessons engaging and accessible. And then observe and learn. So whether you're at a new school or you're just resetting or you are a first-year teacher, you want to pay attention to how the other teachers are managing their classrooms, what the school-wide norms are, and every school kind of has its own rhythm. So you want to learn from the people around you, and you want your rhythm to feel like the rest of the school. Phase 3, beyond the first week, sustain and grow. So find your tribe. Seek out other music teachers, either online or locally. We have the Happy Music Teacher Academy, and it is a phenomenal community. And we are always accepting new members, and it is a great way to connect and learn and grow with other elementary music teachers. Reach out to your local music teachers. Get support, get ideas, commiserate with each other. You don't have to do this alone. Peer support is going to be invaluable. And find your tribe within your school. Connect with other teachers, other colleagues who make sure you eat lunch with people. Don't spend your entire time in your classroom. It's not good for your mental health, and it's not good for, helping to get yourself into the school culture. So make sure you find your tribe both inside school and locally, online, all the things. Protect your energy. Schedule time for self-care. Schedule time for 5 minutes of deep breathing or 5 minutes to dance around your classroom to the music you like. Do not spend every single waking second of your day working, because guess what? That's not going to work for you. Make sure that when you leave school, you leave school. Do not plan on your weekends. Find a way around that, and there are lots of great resources out there to help you with that. Why is that? Because you know what? Burnout is real. You need to recharge to be your best, not only for your students, but for yourself, for your family, for the people you live with, all the things. Embrace the learning curve, whether you're at a new school or you're trying to reset your mindset or you are a first-year teacher. Understand that you are here always to learn and grow and make mistakes, and be kind to yourself. Don't beat yourself up. You are going to make mistakes, and every time you do that, here's what I want you to think. I want you to think, yes, I made a mistake. Today I'm learning. And that's actually the case. And the more you learn and grow, the better teacher you are going to be. We are not robots. We are not perfect. Perfectionism is not the goal. Be kind to yourself. Celebrate those small wins. Advocate for your program. Advocating for your program is so important. Share student successes on the school Facebook group, in the school newsletter. Share those successes. Invite your admin into your classroom. Invite your colleagues, the teachers that teach with you, into your classroom. Invite the parents into your classroom. Invite the parents to performances. Show, don't just tell, because when you show off the magic that is happening in your classroom, it is going to blow people's minds. And it is okay if you're not quite sure what you're doing. Give yourself a little time, give yourself 6 months, whatever. But do things to help your program by sharing those successes. Building allies early supports your program long term. Remember, here are some key takeaways. Prepare your space, build connections, prioritize routines and relationships in week 1, starting in week 1. Build your support system and be kind to yourself. You are ready for this. You can do this, and I am so excited for you. Your passion for music is going to shine through. Take it one step at a time and reach out if you need help. Now, I have something amazing to share with you that is going to help you with all the planning. It's so awesome, and that is my curriculum maps. The curriculum maps they were built by the Happy Music Teacher Academy, and it is kindergarten through 5th grade curriculum maps designed to help you know what to teach and when to teach it. These are comprehensive curriculum maps, and it includes basic unit plans. All you need to do to get a hold of them is go to thehappymusicteacher.com/curriculum. Fill in your first name. Make sure you fill in an email address that is not your school email address. Fill out a personal email address, because sometimes the school email address, the firewall will come up, or it goes directly to spam, and you want to make sure you have them. So make sure you fill out your personal email address. Just click the button that says that you want it, and then you're going to get an email that says, are you sure you want to subscribe? And you're going to click yes, and then it's going to send you the curriculum maps. If you don't get either of those emails, make sure you check your spam folder. I know, how dare they, but that is what you want to do. And you are going to be so happy about these curriculum maps. They are gold.
This podcast is a proud member of the Teach Better Podcast Network. Better today, better tomorrow, and the podcast to get you there. Explore more podcasts at www.teachbetterpodcastnetwork.com.
Well, that's all I have for you today. But before I go, I want to remind you, keep learning, keep growing, and keep being fabulous you.